Okay, we're about to begin the men's 50 game. Canada versus Alliance SoM. That stands for Spirit of the Masters, which is basically a club team. Both teams come in with 1 draw and 2 losses. And at this moment in their pool, Netherlands is number 1, and the Alliance SoM has had 33 goals scored against them. That was Netherlands really racking up 22 goals, and also Spain 11. So this could be an interesting matchup. And the game has begun. Alliance passes it up. Canada knocks it down. Still the Alliance ball. Alliance ball. Pass out wide right. Looking to hit it up, big through. Receiver can't quite get it, goes over the end line. Interesting enough, on Canada, they've got 10 of their 18 players over 55 or older. And on Alliance, they've got 4 players that are 55 or older out of their 18. So we will see, if age trumps beauty here. Good shot on goal by Alliance. Can't quite hold it, goes out. Canada bringing it up. Very nice of Canada to give it to Alliance so they can tee it up. Looking dangerous here. Good pass out wide. Good ball movement, going back. Trying to open it up. Wide open there. Gonna shoot it. Alliance stops it. Gonna try again. Nearly the whole Canadian team is in the circle. Goalie stops a nice clear out, but Alliance picks it up again. Tries to hit it in. And just misses. Wide of the cage.
Over then, yeah, no worries, and then cool. Thank you. Pull the plug up there. Yeah, pull it up. And then so before you go back up, so the way I'll speak to you about just what your experience has been like in Cape Town as well, and what the tournament's been for you and all of that. Yeah.
Great. Cool. And how do I know when we each speak? You'll tell me.
So we just stop when we don't start until the other one stops, and that's how we go. So.
In terms of calling the individual players?
I'll go the names, and then I'll bring you in for a bit of color and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can just what
Or
we
I
go.
can say, and it's Zahid.
Zahid, yes. Yeah, so Deborah, what's Barbara.
Barb.
And then the full name? Duran. Okay, cool.
And should I say your full name or just Zahid?
Just Zahid. The Alliance, they're needing to defend a short corner as Canada are very much on the attack. I've got Bob from the US women's team next alongside me. And as we watch the short corner, and it's deflected. Bob, welcome to Cape Town. It's good to have you.
Yeah, Zahid, thank you. I'm loving it here.
And what have you made of this World Masters Hockey Cup? Quite a lovely tournament thus far, don't you think?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We've got 3 different fields. You have some 83, 84 teams from 23 different countries. And the South Africans have done a fabulous job of organizing this. And everybody's so helpful, so nice. It's been a total treat and a pleasure to play.
And for me, the fascinating part about it is that the age groups are so vast. It's whether it's over 45s, it's over 60, over 50s, over 55s, over 60s, and everybody just participating.
Yes, no, it's been fabulous. I'm on the U.S. Women's 65, and it's the first time there's been a 65 team in the World Cup for the women. And it's just been a pleasure to play with, quote, your own kind, So we've had to play on teams. There's 5 of us over 60, and it's the 45 team. So that's not quite the same. We don't quite have the legs we did when we were younger.
And I mean, just also coming down to Cape Town, the tip of Africa. We know what the world's been through over the last couple of years with COVID and being able to come together again. I mean, that must be special in its own right.
Oh, it really is, because, this tournament was supposed to be held in 2020, and then it was delayed to 21, and then it's finally happening. And people are so excited to be here. They've brought their families, their kids, and they're touring around, and some came a week early to go do safari. So it's just, people are, I think you're right, are very excited, not just to play hockey, but to be out and about.
I'm just listening to you speaking about going safari. So you've been able to see a bit of sights and sounds of Cape Town, been up Table Mountain?
Oh, yeah. We've done all the traditional tourist sites. We went up to Table Mountain. We fortunately had a beautiful day, no clouds. And yesterday we did the wine country, 3 different wineries. Very careful, knowing our game was today.
Just checking there,
I
Bob.
know.
Just checking.
In case the coach is listening.
Yeah.
But it was spectacular countryside. And so that was a real treat. And then we went down to the Cape of Good Hope. We're hiking down there. Just gorgeous country.
Yes, the weather did play along quite nicely. It's you have noticed, though, that you do get 4 seasons in a day in Cape Town. The sun does shine, and then suddenly it spits a little bit.
Yes, exactly. And then the wind comes up, and we're hearing about the winters, and, we're hearing from the locals, like, how variable it can be. But it's kind of exciting.
I think it's been a lot like the hockey. At one moment it's all quiet, and suddenly it bursts into action as we saw the Alliance almost getting a goal there. But definitely, I mean, it's cross fields. Have you played down at Western Province Cricket Club as well?
With the Alliance?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually have played with Alliance ladies, 3 different tournaments in Europe. And they are, again, another group that's so nice. And, they really try and Ishbel, I don't know if you know her, but she organizes the women. And it's just super that there's opportunities. But, if you don't have a club team or you're not on your national team, you can play with Alliance, men and women.
As the Canadians on the attack now, they are foiled by the Alliance. In the one thing that has been interesting to me is that within some of the teams you have seasoned internationals and guys and women who've played international hockey, who've played Olympics and World Cups, and playing alongside some regular blokes and women.
I know. It's interesting. I watched a game yesterday for the women's 60s, and it was Wales versus Argentina, and in the goal was an Argentinian goalkeeper. She's in her 60s now, but she was on the Argentinian national team for about 20 years, and she was a legend.
That is legendary. That's and these are the stories that you get to hear if we have ladies like Bob coming on and on the stream and getting us behind the scenes, as they say, into the change rooms and the stories. And that is fantastic to see someone that has played for 20 years for a national team and still having the desire to come out to a tournament like this.
No, exactly. Because I know in the U.S., I actually was on the national team in the U.S. in the last century. And I'm one of the few who still want to play. And I've just never stopped, and it's been fabulous. But that is the in-stream mixture. You have internationals with club players, and everybody's, working as a team. So it's a lot of fun.
I think that's also the beauty of hockey as a sport, because we do know, I deal with, in your occupation, you deal with a lot of sports stars and across codes. And once they reach retirement, they don't quite know where they fit in. And they're not sure of where to go after that, and the adulation and everything they received while being a professional sports person, and the way hockey works out is that you can still be with your mates, you can still come out and have a really good time.
Yes, no, I think that's really true, and I think you look at sports, whether it's soccer or I guess called football here.
Yeah.
I think it's tough for a lot of players once they stop. They don't want to play master. They don't want to play below their level. Yeah. But the fact is, you adjust at whatever age and stage you are, and it's all relative. So,
Bob, I think what the thing for me is that we all played this game once upon a time when we started out, and we played it for the love of it, and we played for the enjoyment and being with your mates and going out there and hitting a few balls, and to me that's what this really epitomizes, that you can get along, you can see your mates you haven't possibly seen for so many years.
Yeah, that there's no question. Like even, we played Alliance this morning, and there were some people I've played with, and it's just a delight and say, hey, and great pass. You don't say that during the game. It's like, hey, you But afterwards, you just, congratulate each other, and it's a blast to play either for or against. Ah,
And that is the opening goal for Canada. It's come by. It's the Canadians who opened the scoring. We'll give you the name fairly shortly. Sandy Singh, is that? Number 7, Juggy Mahal, that's the man. Apologies for the late name there, but Juggy Mahal, he's got on the score sheet for Canada and given the North Americans the lead here. And as we see, we speak about the fun aspect about it, but do not for 1 minute think the competitiveness has lacked. The legs may have gone, but not the mind and the desire. That's for sure.
You know it. You know it. Because again, it's all relative. Like this morning, we played Alliance. I think they're 65s, but I think they had 7 players over 70, and some at 75, and they just don't. They're not going to stop. They'll never stop. So,
I actually one of the best games that I commentated on thus far yesterday was an over 60 game between England. It's Jahal again in the in the circle, and he's taken out, but he wins the short corner. Was an over 60 game between the US and the England Masters, Spirit of Masters, and for all money, it looked like the US had it wrapped up at 4-2, and then England came back with in the last 5 minutes it was 4-3, and then in the last second it was 4-4. And the U.S. never gave up. They won 5-4.
I know, it was extraordinary. And they were so excited afterwards, to have won that. I mean, it's very different. We had beaten Scotland, one of our first games 1-0, and we kind of lucked out. They had 16 corners to our 1, but they couldn't put it in the cage. They missed a stroke, and we got our stroke. And so that's how it goes.
No, definitely. And, I mean, that's exactly what we speak about. Do not for 1 minute think that the desire to win has gone out the window.
That is right. We didn't care, that we just we squeaked it out 1-0. It was a win.
It was a win. It was 3 points in the 3 points in the book.
Exactly.
So Canada really on the attack here. And Jahal seems to be.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's been invigorated by that goal. He's found some extra yards since he's scored that goal.
About half the size of these 2 huge
defenders there.
Alliance back there.
And he's forced another short corner. I watched him in the first game on Hartleyvale B, and he was just an energizer bunny. He was just running up and down, trying to pick up passes, and it seems that he's found his groove here, and he's ready to go.
He sure did, and he was taken out in that last play. They got the corner, but he just bounced right up.
I'm sure his kids back home, they're watching the stream. They clipping it for Dad, the highlights reel.
I am sure.
Shot comes in, and he should have probably done a bit better there and got the deflection, but he's running. You can see that smile on his face. He's got the goal. He's a happy man. Isn't that also just wonderful, the fact that we can watch it on these streaming platforms such as YouTube and be able to just show it off to the world?
Zahid, it's amazing. This is the first World Cup I've had that it's been streamed. And I know we have on one of my teammates in that first game, she's a high school hockey coach back in Pennsylvania, and her entire team got up. They did a pajama party. They got up at like 4 in the morning to watch the game live. And, of course, the stroke was taken by who else but their coach, Linda Kreiser. And so when she made it, they went wild.
Oh, once again, the stories that we hear from the changing room, that's awesome. And obviously, the time zones of America, that's not very kind. But getting up on whether it's the northeast or the south there, that's fantastic to set the alarms and all get together.
Yeah.
Probably get a Zoom meeting and have a chat.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
They're just thrilled, and it's just fantastic and I hope at other World Cups they'll start to do this. This is really first rate.
So
and you've got professional commentators like you. What a treat.
No, that's it's been a treat. It's definitely enjoyed coming down, and we all go home in the evening, and you listen to yourself, and you just where have you done the business, and you look at the comments on the streams, and you talk about the coaches. I was seeing so many. That's my PE teacher, and so go, ma'am.
Exactly. So there's a fan base for every team here.
No, that's fantastic, and I'm really good to see the Lions also putting up a good effort. They they played the South Africans in the first game, and it was a bit of a baptism of fire. The Proteas coming out and winning 11-0 or something.
Yeah.
And that could easily, just get the spirits down if it's your first game, and thinking this could be a long week. But it doesn't seem to have phased them. They still out here, still battling away.
No. They got beat by Netherlands 22-0, and I'm not sure what the Netherlands, I guess they were just practicing, for their national team, but that was quite a score.
Yeah, and I think if I was losing 22-0, I'd be the hamstrings a little bit tighter. I gotta get off here, mate.
Right, I need the ice right now.
Yeah. My kids are watching. Can't be telling them what the score was. The call home, the video call home at night was. It was a close game. It was a close game.
Exactly. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but lovely entertainment here at Hartleyvale.
Oh, you're not kidding. No, and good passing. You see a lot of good teamwork. Like right now, Canada, and actually they've got their performance analytics guys standing off to our right, analyzing passes, misses, corners, all that. So they're taking it pretty seriously.
No, it's serious stuff. Yeah, we've had this the analysts alongside us throughout all the games, and they go back and they have the chats in the dressing rooms and in the meeting rooms, and so it's not all about having a good time in Cape Town. Lots of work being done as well.
Yeah.
That's some good defense by Alliance, trying to just clear the ball there from the right-hand side. Some strong tackles coming in from the Canadians. And we have seen there's also quite a few massage tables around the stadium just to keep everybody nice and loose.
Well, I have to tell you, I laughed. After the first game, I saw there was 3 massage tables lined up outside, and it was the German team, I think the 60s, who had hired these guys, and it was all the German players lined up getting a massage, and you just had to laugh.
It was exactly the same before the Netherlands game. The entire German team was at the table, so definitely a game tactic before pre-game tactic.
Say, hey, we're playing, we're bringing our own massage therapists. We're going to have some fun here.
It's quite strange. So we do a lot of schools hockey commentary, and at all the festivals, the players are allowed to go for massages, and the announcer always goes, "No parents, please stay away from the table." So it's changed up for you a little bit.
That is funny. Well, but I have to say, too, when the Germans were lined up on their tables, they made sure that they faced toward Table Mountain, so they had a great view while they're lying there on their stomachs.
I think that's a memory to take home. I think us locals here in Cape Town, we do take it for granted a bit, but definitely one of the sights of the world.
Oh, it really is.
It's another chance for Canada, but the hooter has gone, and that brings us to the end of the first chukka. It's Canada leading through the goal by Mahal Jaggi as we go into the break, and we'll see you back in a bit.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
And there goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people. It's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe, and ready to host you.
Welcome back to the Hartleyvale. Hey, it's the Alliance in their navy blue step up against the Canadians in their famous red and white. It's the Canadians leading by 1-0. And my name is Zara Adams. I've got Bob from the US team right alongside me. It's been a fun first half, hasn't it been, Bob?
Yeah, no, it has. With both teams really penetrating down and actually Canada getting a couple corners. So it's pretty evenly matched right now. And both teams, with their 1 draw and 2 losses, someone's going to win. And so they each wants to get their first win.
I thought the Alliance, they've been much better in this game as well. They've suffered some heavy losses thus far, but they've stepped up. And I think they've targeted this match as one they could get in the bag.
Yeah, I think so. And unfortunately, when the Lions started, they had to play some strong national teams that just crushed them. And, the Canadians have not. They haven't played Netherlands yet, and that seems right now to be the team to beat. So they're at 3-0 and have the most goal differential so far. So we'll see what happens with them.
Canada moving it along the right-hand side here, down towards the looking for the circle entry.
Whoa.
A shot comes in, and it would have been a fantastic goal if the umpire did not blow his whistle just a few seconds earlier. Canadians just asking, why didn't you play a bit of advantage there?
Right, we went the advantage.
Yeah.
Too bad. That was gorgeous.
Sandy Singh on the ball for Canada. Beautiful ball across the face of goal. Comes back in. And just the chance goes a-begging for Canada. But they seem to have a good chat at the half-time and have come out really fighting for that second goal. So the Alliance team made up from a few different countries there, Bob?
Yes, yep, they are from all over. I know when I've played Alliance, I'm US obviously, we've had New Zealand, Australia, French, Italian, English. It's really quite amazing.
It's the global 11.
You got it.
I've been interested. There's no India or Australia or New Zealand at this tournament, unfortunately.
No, and Australians, apparently they just had a big Masters national tournament because they are always the team to beat as well. England and Australia have very well-developed Masters programs, practically professional coaching. They practice a lot. And they also, in England, at least they live close to each other so they can play 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah. So it makes a difference. So I don't, Australia, I guess, just had too much conflict on their domestic agenda.
Okay. The travel in England does make it quite easiher. To play between cities, you just hop on a train and...
and they are well coached. You can see it. They mark up. They've got set plays, and their players are fit. No, they're always a team to beat in these Masters tournaments.
And Masters hockey in the States, is it quite developed? Or?
No, it's not. It's not. I'll tell you, when we went to our first Masters tournament about 10 years ago in Netherlands, it was basically who showed up, and we were getting crushed 10-0, 11-0. But, we just said, hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And we had a ball.
No, that's what is important, yeah. And for me, no matter how old you are, if you're standing up there on the center of a sports field and your national anthem's playing, that does get the goosebumps.
It sure
going.
does. People with their hands on their hearts, and you're playing for your country.
Yeah. I must say, us down here in South Africa, when you do hear that national anthem, you're thinking of Yankee Stadium. that does just bring up those memories.
Yeah, you think of any of our sporting events. It always starts that way, and we always they always have some great singer. Maybe it's an amateur, like a 10-year-old who's got a fabulous voice, or they bring in a professional that everybody goes wild about. So it's always a big moment.
We had a real special moment in rugby, a match earlier this year in South Africa, where one of the players was playing his 50th game for South Africa, for the Springboks, and his fiancée actually came out and sang the national anthem.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that must have been
that
so
was quite
terrific.
emotional, yeah.
Oh, you're not kidding. My goodness.
Yeah, we do pull at the heartstrings down here. Yeah, so Canada just making a couple of changes, getting some fresh legs onto the park, and the Alliance as well. Donovan Blake for the Alliance, number 259. He runs on, and he goes straight up, having to man mark the Canadians up front. Ball's played into the circle, and it is Blake who gets his first touch.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a good held whistle. Went into the foot of Alliance. They waited, gave it back.
And has Blake given away the short corner? No, it's just on the edge of the D. Canada with plenty of options in the circle. They pull it out again. Just trying to lure the Alliance defenders out of the pocket. That's a big collision of sticks, but we will go back for the 16. So Hoffman on the ball. He gives it to Bremer. Back to the skipper, Gill. Oh, that's a beautiful ball into the circle. There's an opportunity for Canada. They push ahead. And unfortunately, the touchdown wins on that occasion, Bob. But encouraging from Canada.
Really, they're moving the ball nicely in the circle, getting in a lot of coverage, good stick work, getting around some of their defenders. So should be just a matter of time before they get a field goal.
I've been impressed by the short corners during the tournament. Teams have been very clinical. Lots of teams are on defense for most of the game, and then suddenly break out and they get a short corner and they put it away into the net. And
yeah, no, it's interesting. Everybody's come well prepared and practiced. You know, their set corners, who's going to take it. They have different options, number 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, and it seems to be working.
And have you guys been able to train at the outside facilities as well, or just like in between, or?
No, we're not training in between. We have different team meetings to go over things, but I think, you know, at this age, we like our day of rest in between.
The best practice is keeping the legs fresh.
Exactly. You know, I'm not sure what other teams do, but I know the U.S., we bring not only a coach and a manager, but we also bring a trainer, PT. And so we're in there with a big lineup this morning before our game. There were like 6 people ahead of me. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, I need this massage on the thigh. So, and of course, that's the thing at this age, you know, as you go through, even you're well trained and fit, you start to get injuries. And it's really one of the thigh issue is really the biggest for field hockey players.
Okay. And that's a short corner once again there for Canada. They've just turned on the screws a little bit here and in search of that second goal that could just put some daylight between them and the Alliance.
Yeah, that would... a little bit of comfort, I think.
I think all the postmen are very grateful for the new masks that you can wear. They when they started playing, definitely didn't have that.
No, no. Years ago, there was no. Wow. Oh, wow.
That is a great goal there by Canada. The strike came in initially by Gill, the captain, but it was saved on the line before being tucked away. And Canada do get their second goal.
They got it.
It's going to be an uphill battle for Alliance. They are to come back into this contest, but I'm sure they'll keep running and they'll keep going because the Canadians at this moment look a very well-run and slick outfit.
They do. So it looks like they've got the momentum going because initially Alliance had big momentum. They were in attack. It looked very strong down there, and it seemed a matter of time before they scored, and now the momentum is completely switched to the Canadians.
As we spoke about the just the clinical execution at short corner time, and our words weren't cold yet, and exactly that's what the Canadians showed us. Canada come once again through their defense out to Jim Knight, who's not able to collect it cleanly on this occasion, but turning over possession to the Alliance. So, are the Americans, are they still in the running for the playoffs? Are you guys?
Yeah, well, in the 65s, there's not that many teams.
Yeah.
As yet, there's many more in the 60s and 55s, and so yes, we are. We beat Scotland, and it looks like we're hopeful we win our game tomorrow, but it's against a Spirit of the Masters team.
Yeah.
If we win that, then we'd probably be playing against England, who beat us 2-0, but it was a very competitive match, so we'll see. Hoping for the best.
I think I might have commentated on that England,
you?
New England game. Was it over there on the Hockey of LBs?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
you.
definitely that was me.
You did a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Except my name's Duran, not Dorn.
Oh, okay, there we
True
go.
Irish say Dorn.
There we go. Okay, yeah, that was me. All right. I definitely won't get it wrong if we're in the playoffs again, Bob. I'll be on the money.
Hey, no problem. I've been called up in many other things.
Yeah. I think it's just a couple of feet in there.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah. And how often would your team get together before a tournament like this? As in, America, as we said, it's quite a big 55 states and all of that.
Zahid, it was tough. We had players on our team from California,
Yeah.
Seattle. That's West Coast, thousands of miles away from the East Coast, and players all the way up in Maine, which is really like a 9-hour drive. So we had a number of practices, and we did them with the some of the other teams like the 55s, 50s, etc. So we probably had 6 scheduled, but not everybody can make them, and it's really for drills and that sort of thing. And so the first time we all really played together was here in our first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful from Hoffman. And it's Knight on the ball again. Just being picked up there by the Alliance. And those are the things that we don't know. You see a national team on the park, and you expect that they might have been together for a while, but not all the teams have the same pre-season camps and all of that, and just the proximity, as you say.
Yeah. I think that's a big difference. I think, and a lot of the teams like Alliance, of course, they would never have a chance to play together because they're from all over the world.
Yeah.
And that would be true for any age of the Alliance, men and women. And the U.S. men are a bit different because a lot of them live on the East Coast.
Okay.
And it's a lot of foreign-born nationals in the men's because men's field hockey is not a big sport in the United States.
I think my idea of hockey is Wayne Gretzky in the United States.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey,
Yeah, we like to say. I always say field hockey, the real hockey.
The real hockey. No, that is true. That is very true. That is very true. I think, though, the one thing about any sport in America, no matter what they undertake, it'll always be competitive. There'll always be good structures involved and good athletes.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. Yep.
I actually know a housemate of mine way back when his daughter now, she's on a scholarship. She's from Zimbabwe, and she's on a scholarship to a university in the States playing field hockey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's interesting because the winningest teams, there's NCAA is the organization that runs it for the U.S., and Division I is the top division. And if you want to win a national championship, you must have international players on it.
Okay.
So, and it's usually Zimbabwe. That's interesting because it's usually Dutch or Argentinians, English, and occasional German.
Okay. It was a wonderful opportunity for her. I mean, all the way from Zimbabwe down up to New York.
Yes.
Actually, and just the change of environment, the change of culture, meeting new people, meeting new friends, and a real opportunity.
Mm-hmm, it sure is, and it's good for all sides.
She actually plays for the Zimbabwe national team now. She's done with her studies, but it was a fantastic, I think, life-changing opportunity.
Boy, and she's a real talent.
And that is just dealt with the Alliance there. Another short corner for Canada. But that is what this game allows you to do. Gives you opportunities in life, not only on the sports field. And that's just, once again, you can play it till, as we see,
Yes.
there's an over 80s Masters, if I'm not mistaken.
There is, yes,
Yeah.
for the men. You know,
Yeah.
it was 80s, 75, 70s, and you know, I've seen the 80s men,
Yeah.
and you know, they're out there and they're hobbling up and down, but their sticks are amazing, and they're passing, and again, it's all relative. So they're
Yeah.
out there together, and it's a lot of fun. It's really heartening.
I actually called my mother after this the first day, and I said, I think you might want to get your stick out here. And,
Your mom's
and
your
you might
mother's
want to
a
play.
hockey
Yeah.
player. She sure
I
should.
said,
Because South
might,
Africa was supposed to have a 65 team, and then they couldn't get
Okay.
enough. So
All
I don't know.
right.
Is your mom like in her 50s or?
no, mom's she's 65 now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's 65.
Tell her to try out. Get that stick.
Thank you for not calling my age there. Bob.
Oh, you look like a youngster.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Canada 2-on-1, and have they forced a short corner? Looked like they forced a short corner there,
but
it looked like a foot, but the Alliance have gone the other way. Just a little bit of droplets falling again here in Cape Town. As we've said, you'll get all 4 seasons in a day.
yeah.
And I'm glad that you managed to get up to Table Mountain, because when it does get a bit cloudy like this, they're not keen to get people up there.
No, I had some teammates went up yesterday, and they got to see a lot of clouds. So
Yeah. I've been up there and often, and it gets really cold sometimes when the clouds do come. But this is a breakaway for the Alliance. It's a 1-on-1 if he can just get around him. He's looking for some support, though, which he finds. Peter Dudu of the Alliance. He thought he might have wanted to take on the defender a little bit more there and really back himself, but thought he instead he looked for some support. I think if I was an Alliance player, I'm only going one way, and that's towards the goal. I don't know when I'm getting back there, so
exactly.
I'm going towards the goal.
I know he was waiting for them to catch up, hoping to set up some plays.
Peter Dudu. A fantastic name.
Isn't it?
As the Canadians, they on the ball. As we're running towards the end of the second chukker, yeah, it's halftime. The Canadians have doubled their lead, and we'll see you in a short little while.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back to RC Vale A. It's the World Masters Hockey World Cup for 2022. We have the Canada up against the Alliance here, and it is a bit of a breezy day in Cape Town today. A little bit of a droplets falling as well, but that doesn't mean the action is not red hot as Canada lead by 2 goals. My name is Zara Adams, and I've got Bob from the USA alongside me. Bob, it's been a great game thus far. It's been Canada who's shown their dominance and looking like they're wanting to extend their lead over this Alliance side.
Yeah, they're up 2-0 and they've been dominating after an initial spurt by Alliance. Now here's Canada with the ball again, coming down an attack now into the 20, almost into the 25. So we'll see if it's another Canadian dominated half.
And that does just go over the byline there for the first attack of this second half. But I'm sure the Lions, they would have had some good conversations and of how are they going to get behind this Canadian defense. And I'm sure if they just get one early goal, we could be in for an interesting final couple of chuckers.
Hey, and that's the sport of field hockey. Anything can happen. And I'm sure you're right. They talked about it at halftime. First off, got to stop the corners, down there and stop giving them up and how to mark up even more tightly. Stop the Canadian attack effort.
They were giving away just a few too many short corners, just putting themselves under pressure. But the Canadians find themselves in the circle again, but the umpire has come to the Alliance rescue, and they will be able to clear their lines.
Well, Alliance has 2 forwards up far up the field, so they're intending to get it up.
That's the Canadian skipper, Gill. He intercepts and makes an early pass.
That was good marking in the circle by Alliance defense.
Saw a real cracking game earlier between the Netherlands and the Germans. I think arguably 2 of the top teams at the tournament in the men's over 45 division. It seemed all set to be squared at 2-2, and the Germans had a short corner in the final seconds, and the Dutch keeper actually made the save and booted the ball all the way upfield for the Netherlands to get the winner.
No,
3-2.
That's incredible.
So
that must be extraordinary. I got to watch that film.
Yeah, so definitely do not leave your screens, because the World Masters Hockey does throw up plenty of exciting action.
You
as we
are
see.
not kidding.
It was a crack of a game earlier.
Yeah, and I'm sure the opposing team did not expect that to happen, and so they didn't have their D back.
Not at all. They the time was virtually up, and they threw about 9 players up, and with just 1 defender and the goalkeeper that the Germans left behind, and came back to haunt them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a goal for the ages.
And it hurt a little bit more for the Germans, because one of their players is actually Dutch-born and had played with quite a few of his teammates.
No doubt gave good intel to the coach about how they play, what their strengths are, their weaknesses.
And just lives in Hamburg now, so therefore qualifies to play for Germany. He's been there for the 11 years. Andries Goos, he's also joined me on commentary, and that's why I've got a bit of intel here.
Yeah.
But it's lovely to have the internationals, the players alongside us, providing lovely tidbits of what goes on behind the scenes at the World Masters Hockey Cup. What is the outings for the Americans today? Their game's done. Which lovely sights of Cape Town are you looking to see today?
Well, not today. I think we're going to dinner locally, team dinner, and not much today on a game day. You just try to relax, get a hot bath or an ice bath, whichever you want. And we have a game tomorrow morning.
I'm not a fan of ice baths, Bob. I must admit it's
me
my
neither,
absolute.
Zahid. You won't find me in an ice bath. Give me the hot bath.
Yeah.
I find that works just as well.
Yes. The ice
And a little bit of Advil at this stage is always helpful.
Yeah, there we go. The ice bath is never a recommendation.
No, it's a bit of torture if you ask me.
I think.
But people love it. It does work. It calms the muscles down, prevents some inflammation. So.
I'm still trying to find that physio who came up with that idea, who thought that was a good idea. as Canadians look to have won a short corner because the Alliance team knocked 5 yards, and they don't seem happy with the call, but the umpire, he's got the final say, and they've got to get it back in the cage and try and just defend this. Canada lining up there with quite a few players up front. They've just left 2 at the back. So they pinning all the eggs in this basket. Injection's good. Comes out, the shot comes in, and it whistles past by Michael Foxcroft. He lined it up quite nicely, but it goes, just evades the right arm post, and the Alliance to breathe another sigh of relief. I'm not sure if you know, Bob, but this Hartleyville Stadium was actually built for Cape Town had put in a bid for the 2004 Olympic Games, and this was meant to be one of the venues. Unfortunately, just popped at the post by Athens for the 2004 games.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But they'd gone ahead and built this facility?
So it was in the plans anyway, and that's our good mate, Jahal. He's still going strong there, the goal scorer, pushing along. So despite the games not being awarded to Cape Town, the city still felt that it was the correct decision, and South African hockey has been blessed with a really fantastic facility for the last 20 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the turfs are superb condition. There's 2 big fields. The viewing stands are just the right size. No, it's a great venue.
I remember playing lots of school hockey back in the day. Yeah, it was wonderful to play at an international stadium.
Oh my gosh, what position did you play?
A goalkeeper, actually.
Right. Oh my God, that is a special breed.
Yeah.
You got to be tough.
Canada pushing towards the goal, and they somehow do manage to get the ball into the post.
Yeah, right between the goalkeeper's pads and the post. Just threaded the needle there. That was a beautiful goal.
It's a beautiful goal. And Canada go into a 3-0 lead. So yeah, the goalkeepers actually walked past a bag earlier, and it said on the oboe bag. Thanks, Oboe, for that little mention there. It said goal. I do miss it, and
Too busy working. We got to get out there.
yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, so unfortunately, sport does get played on Saturdays, and as you know, hockey doesn't always pay the bills. So you got to earn a living, and thought about it, and but that was the beauty about this game. And I'll tell you actually how I got back into commentary. I got a phone call, and because cricket's my number 1 sport, and got a phone call after doing a bit of cricket commentary, and the guy said, do you know anybody that does hockey, that plays hockey or played hockey? And I said, well, played provincially about 20 years ago. And the guys, well, get back on here and
I love it. And you're like, I'm there.
Yeah, so that definitely helped.
Yeah. Now, what's your favorite sport to play?
Yeah, cricket. No, definitely. Cricket is there.
Yeah, that's it.
1.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. As they say, goalkeepers are special people. Spending 6 hours in the sun, in the Cape Town sun, also takes a special person.
Oh, you're not kidding. With all those heavy pads and helmet on. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so, cricket, it's a special love for cricket as well. If you are spending 6 hours in the African sun waiting on a little ball to come your way every 3 hours or so. Yeah,
that is a sport not too many Americans are too familiar with, but it's apparently after soccer or football, whichever country you're in to call it that, cricket's the number 2 sport in the world.
Yeah, I think that's
for numbers that play it.
Yeah, the numbers. I think it's the the big subcontinent expat population. It's an absolute religion over there. I've been fortunate enough to be in Mumbai and Bangalore and all these cities.
Have you? You
yeah.
played there or you commented there?
Commentated
Wow.
there, yeah.
Pretty impressive.
The passion for the game is amazing, and hockey, funnily enough, is the second sport on the subcontinent.
Yes, and worldwide it's third.
Oh, that's
yes. Interesting enough.
Yeah.
I think boosted because both men and women play it.
Yeah.
And pretty much worldwide.
I think it's definitely one of the games that does promote gender equality quite a bit, and that's fortunately Sandy Singh. He's going to take a bit of a break, 2 minutes, with the Canadian side. But yeah, they're just there. I mean, you see in the other major codes of how you're trying to push the female sport and participation, but hockey's always done it. It's always been
they have.
It's always been equal on both sides.
The rules are the same. The play's the same. The ball. I mean, some sports, at least in the U.S., like women's basketball has a slightly smaller ball than the men's. So, and you see all sorts of differences like that, but not in field hockey. And I'll tell you, the game has evolved. I've played it for, my gosh, over, who knows, I can't even count that high, but over 40 years. And the rules changes have just been brilliant. The International Rules Committee makes adjustments pretty much every year, and every time they make a mistake, they pull it right back. And they've just made the sport so much better, it's fast. It used to be a whistle, every 2 seconds, and now it's just a fabulous game.
I remember them. It was always the thing of how do you make hockey watchable on television. That was always the key, and just the rule changes have been fantastic. The rotation of substitutes, the no offside rule.
That used to be 3 people.
Can you remember?
You couldn't hang up, and also the obstruction rule where you had to get your feet around. You couldn't stick in your shoulder in between, and so there was constant fouling. The other thing that hasn't changed, you still can't kick the ball.
Yeah, it's not football. Yeah, so I mean, getting back and just reacquainting myself with the sport in terms of just how much and this maybe I'm showing my age, but the AstroTurf, how much it's changed the game in terms of.
You played on grass too. That's how I learned.
I began on grass. I'm not that old to have played my whole career on grass, but I started on grass, and that's why we came out to Hartley Vale too, because this was at the time. This and UCT were the only 2 AstroTurfs in the city.
Just two. Wow.
Two, but we're very fortunate now that the school that I attended, we actually had the first AstroTurf during my days there. It was the first school to have an AstroTurf in the Western Cape, and it's fortunate to have 2 now, and the most hockey playing schools now have AstroTurf. So
you have to be competitive.
To be competitive. Yeah. So that's just changed the sport tremendously. You see people going on the backstick and the tomahawk and playing it like it's a first choice these days.
Oh, exactly. And I'll tell you, when you make a mistake, it's always you, not the turf and the grass. The ball would bounce along, and you can say, "Oh, the grass," So no excuses with AstroTurf.
I remember people stopping the ball with a straight stick, looking for the bounce.
Yeah, exactly. Well, God, when I started playing, you had a bully in the center of the field. It was ground sticks, go. It was actually a lot of fun. If you were quick enough, you always won it.
Yeah, but
and a roll in on the side.
There we go.
Oh my God! Yes. That goes back to ancient times.
And he's a charge for Canada, and it is the 4th goal for the Canadians. The North Americans, they are showing their dominance now, and the goal by Mark Vaughan. He's got the 4th one for Canada.
That was beautiful pass in, dead stop, right in the goal.
I think the Alliance, they've got to just be careful that they don't just lose it all together. Yeah, they've showed plenty of commitment early on and composure, and could just get a little bit messy if they're not careful and watchful.
Well, and that's it. It looks like the Canadians have played together. They're finding each other, passing well, good give and goes. And the Alliance, just by the nature of the beast that they're from all over the world, could not have played that much together. Maybe a few of them have, and I think that takes its toll because there'll be a lot of miscues, passes intended for the receiver who didn't cut where the passer thought. So I think it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's just I think just for the Alliance sake, you'd like to see them get a goal and just fill them.
We want them to have a goal.
Yeah. Just a bit of a motivational boost there, and to keep them going.
Exactly. And they have scored. You know, when they played Spain, there was a 1-1. So you know
Okay.
that must have been a good match.
That's good. That's good for them.
So they know they can do it.
Yeah. Canadians, though, they're not going to let up. They've been on the side of a few defeats as well, so they want to get a taste of victory. Yeah.
Yes. They don't want to be dead last. That's for sure.
Nobody does.
No.
As the ball's played in by the Canadian skipper.
And I think someone said this is the only Canadian team here.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that true? The this is the only Canadian team here? Yeah.
And there's one ladies' side, so okay. It's as you know, quite a far way to travel from North America down to the tip of Africa.
Yeah. They just didn't have the numbers. I know we have a player on the U.S. 60s who's both Canadian and U.S. passport, and she would have played for Canada if they'd had a team, but she came and played for us instead.
How long is the flight down to Cape Town?
Well, there's now a direct flight from Newark, New Jersey, which is one of the 3 major New York City hubs, and it was 14 hours.
Oh, directly
Direct, yeah.
to Cape Town?
Yes.
That is very impressive. That is very impressive.
Amazing.
That is
It really
amazing.
is. Used to
Okay.
be, most of the flights you had to go to Johannesburg and then down.
Yeah.
Which I was originally booked on that, but they canceled the flight Johannesburg to Cape Town, so I was rather happy it got canceled. But I got a direct flight.
But 14 hours, though, I must admit, that's in cattle or in?
I was in cattle.
Yeah,
I was totally in cattle. I'm a cheapskate. And I was in the middle,
Okay.
middle row.
Jeez, that is
But I sat next to a South African and got the lowdown. They said the cricket club has a great bar. You got to check that out.
There you go.
Then, you know, at the closing ceremonies, there's some great band that he said, it's a super band. You're going to love them. And it's right at the waterfront. Fantastic.
So you had your tourist guide on the
Hey,
plane already.
I got the lowdown.
That is the hospitality of the South Africans.
You got it.
Yeah. I thought I'm glad you didn't go via Dubai or Doha or something to that effect, 'cause that would have been 27 hours or something.
That's tough. That's tough. And then you have to get off and, you know, play like 2 days later, and you're still on the old time, and you're exhausted from the flight. That'd been tough.
Okay. I remember the closest I've come to the United States is stopping off at Miami via to the Caribbean, and that was a very long flight. Cape Town, Johannesburg.
Oh yeah, how long was that?
Cape Town, it was Cape Town, Johannesburg, Heathrow, bus to Gatwick, Miami.
Oh
to
my
the Caribbean.
goodness.
That's the end of the chukka. That's enough of our travel stories. It's 4-0 to Canada over the Alliance. We'll see you in a bit.
At the
we welcome back to Gulliver's Travels, or is that the World Masters Hockey Cup? Yeah, between Canada and the Alliance. And there's the Canadians who are dominating. They are leading by 4-0. And the Alliance are just hoping to get some sort of score on the board, as I've got Bob from the USA alongside me. Bob, you reckon the Alliance can lift themselves up for this in this final chukker and just get the one goal that would get everybody smiling?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard at this point because the Canadians have really found their rhythm. They're passing well to each other, giving goes. Alliance certainly is not giving up remotely, but I think it's a lot tougher. As we talked earlier, they're from all over. They probably have not played together, and finding each other with the precision that the Canadians are is a tough road to hoe.
Really has been, though, impressive by the Canadians. All started by the man Jahal up front. He was the inspiration.
He was.
Early doors.
The fire plug, total fire plug.
Yeah, once he got that opening goal, it just seemed the floodgates were destined to open. And he's still going up front
there he is. He's ready.
Going.
He wants that ball.
And it's picked up, and he
He's
could have
ready.
an opportunity
He could.
here
He might.
if he gets
He's
the pass.
looking for him. He did. Goalie's at. Got lucky. A little bit of a miss kick there. The Alliance defense was right ready to get it. I didn't see that foul, did you?
No, I didn't.
So I thought it was Lions ball. But
There have been some interesting calls in this tournament.
yeah.
You think the umpires go back and watch their games just to see?
Some of them should, I think.
Yeah.
But
That's Bob, the player, not
That's
the
the player,
commentator.
exactly.
Speaking there.
Yeah,
That's
very
her opinion.
impolitic.
Yeah.
Oh. No, the umpiring actually has been a very high standard, very professional, and I know my team is very pleased with the umpiring. It's been superb.
Bob realizing she's got a few more games to go and wanting the umpires on her side.
Zahid.
But the Canadians, they have a shot on the edge of the D as it comes out to the captain. He plays it back inside. That's finds some good space and just not accurate enough there. But the Alliance, they'll take it gleefully and look to restart. As we were saying, the umpires doing a wonderful job here at the World Hockey Masters Cup. Remembering everybody is volunteering and just giving up their time to be part of this special tournament.
Yeah, they really are. It's just any number of volunteers. And it's again, so well organized. You know, any information you need is available. There's always somebody to go to if you don't know what's going on. Plenty of information on the players. Aha, Alliance counterattacking.
Just trying to find Dudu on the edge of the D as he goes hustling back. I'd like to see Dudu get a goal.
I would too.
I'm sure
just for the pleasure of saying his name.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a great celebration to come with it. As Jahal works his way towards the top of the D, he's got somebody on the P spot. But it's a good defense by the Alliance. Sometimes there just seems to be a little few more red shirts than blue on the far.
Yeah, you always wonder, you know.
And once again, they've managed to force a short corner, have Canada, and they will look to make it 5 with this opportunity. Push comes out, not stopped cleanly. But it's brought back by Alan Drummond. Plays it in. And
Too high lift into the circle. Goes out to Alliance defense.
we'll restart here. I've loved the headgear of some of the players as well, Bob. It's Somewhere, some of it had caps on. Somewhere a little bit more interesting regalia.
Yeah, some of the bandanas.
Yeah.
Yes. No. There's no dress code, no restrictions in field hockey and that sort of thing. You know, you have your team uniform, and you want to wear whatever headgear you want. You do.
Yesterday in the one of the Americans men's games, they saw one of the players with quite a cool star and spangled cap, P cap. Yesterday in the game, and it was.
Really?
I thought that was really cool.
It is. I wonder how he kept it on.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Agassi, reading about him that trying to keep his wig on, you know,
Yes,
his toupee
yes.
in the
Toupee,
finals of some major
Of
tournament.
Wimbledon, yeah. And that's another Alliance player that will be just spend some time when thinking about life's problems as he as he runs off.
Where did I go wrong?
Yeah. And if the Alliance challenge wasn't hard enough, they'll have to do it with 10 minutes.
And this looks like it's the captain coming out.
All right. I think it's Roland Graney. That's the captain. Flick comes across. Save is made by Mike van der Merwe. Quite an imposing presence in the Alliance goal.
He is. He's very tall. Towers above all the other players. Even that defender, who's quite a big guy.
Played all the way back to Sean Bremner. Gets it out to Singh. He's also spent a couple of minutes in the naughty corner, but he's back on the park. He gives it back to Knight. Park gives it to Kerr. Plays it inside. That's a good save. Oh, fantastic save. And unfortunately doesn't yield anything for Canada as the Alliance look to regroup once more. Down to 10 men without their captain. Looking for options. Pushing back. And it's Mahal that gives away the free hit. And it's a good overhead. Bob, can you explain us through that call?
Yeah, I think that it looks like the ref is being a little bit picky and saying the ball was not taking the right spot. Because it's not a 5-yard call. So I think that's all it is. Which is too bad. He had a great flick down. Looks like the Alliance was cutting onto it, so he's starting again.
There's a little bit of space and tries to exploit it, but he is hassled by Mark Vaughan of Canada, and Vaughan wins the free hit, and there the Alliance captain, he's back on the field. Roland Graney is paid his bills, and he'll be back on the park.
Yes. Yeah, the captain is never happy, I think, getting tossed off the field even for a short time.
I remember in varsity hockey, if you got a card, drinks was on you for the night because you made everybody run a little bit harder while you were off.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So guys kept their disciplines. The students on a student budget weren't paying for drinks every night. So
it's a big incentive. It's a good one. It's a good incentive.
Played in. Van der Merwe makes the save. Shot comes back.
Ooh, dangerous swing.
Dangerous swing there, though.
Yeah.
And
by the Canadian, yes.
Restart.
I think he saw the Alliance defender swing first since he swung back. But, of course, ball goes to Alliance.
It's been a really entertaining game. The Alliance might be down by 4, but they've had their moments. But it's that man, Mahal. He just keeps on running for Canada as the opportunity comes in. And it's a beautiful goal.
Really beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Pulled that around, had a nice reverse stick low.
As we said.
Here he comes. Who's the one who scored? He fell on his knees in jubilation and celebration.
That is Adam Hyde. He's the goal scorer. He showed him some good skills there. Is Adam Hyde. He's managed to create the fifth. But it was all started by that man, Jaggi Mahal again, who was hassling the Alliance defense. Got a good outing here this morning as Mahal. As Canada stretch their lead to 5.
Yeah, and they're not pressing high. They're keeping their press below the 50. Just letting Canada pass around on the back and just waiting, biding their time. Canada come over. Of course, Canada doesn't have a big incentive, up 4, but they still have 7 minutes left, just under 7.
Still on the ball for...
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do a freeze. Just passing around, keeping control. They're going to try to draw out the Alliance players to come forward, beat them, start the attack again.
I think Canada realizing that 5 goals up, they just game management now and just running down the clock. And if Alliance want the ball, they've got to come fetch it. As they do here through Mark Ritzinger. Ritzinger on the ball again. He taps it down to the right-hand side to Jeremy Beresford, who works his way down the line. Back to, and here's the chance for the Alliance. It plays it across. It's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. But the Canadian goalkeeper.
He got the pass off, reverse stick. It just went wide. Looked like the goalie was clearing it out, and the play wasn't over.
I think there was a collective sigh around the stadium, wanting, willing on the Alliance for that goal.
I know, we wanted that in.
Thought Ritzinger had done really well to get himself into position and could have possibly been a little bit more selfish and finished the goal himself, but he looked for his teammate. And
indeed, he did.
Yeah.
He saw the 2-on-1 and passed it, and it almost worked.
But you did hear that side from the entire stadium.
Everybody went crazy. They were rooting for the underdog.
The boys in blue.
Yes.
Just one. That's all we're asking. Canada, though, they're not in any giving mood here. They're not. They're wanting to make it half a dozen. A bit of movement down the side there. That's good play down the right. Comes back into the center. Beautiful passing by Canada.
Yeah.
But once again, the umpire is just intervening with good hockey.
He is indeed.
We have a saying in journalism, don't let the facts interfere with a good story. I think the same rule should apply to umpires.
Oh, exactly. You just sometimes you just can't see. You're like wondering what happened. And a lot of times the team called against doesn't see it either.
I love this work rate of Kritzinger. He's still running up front, still trying to stretch the Canadian defense here. He's got
they're ready. And they're right, because it's like a goalie who doesn't get many shots. You still have to be totally 100% in the game, concentrating, ready. You just might get that breakaway, and that's what he's hoping for.
And this could be it, with the Alliance winning the free hit. So could easily have been another 10 yards there, but the umpire doesn't go that way. And bit of space on the left there for the Alliance. It's played back into the center. Beats the captain. Beats another one. Makes his way towards the circle. It's on his way to Kritzinger. And the Alliance appealing for the short corner. But the umpire not...
Canadian let that one go, thinking his teammate was behind him.
Devon Mart plays it towards the back as it's thrown above into space, but not anybody able to pick it up, unfortunately. Just under 3 minutes on the clock remaining here at Hartley Valley. Bob, it's been an entertaining clash.
It has. There's been a lot of good hockey. Even though the score's a bit lopsided, it's been some very good hockey out there.
It's been really impressive the way the Alliance, particularly the young Kritzinger here up front, who keeps on going. I think his beard doesn't really show how young he is, actually.
No, it is unusual. You don't
Yeah.
usually see bearded hockey players.
I think could be a urban
Could be.
barista in his in
Right.
his other life.
Or it could be just the COVID beard that he just didn't want to part
Yeah.
with.
Comes in there, opportunity. That'll go
Oh,
out for
yeah.
a long corner.
That looked like a held whistle off the foot of Alliance. The ref let it go. Canada couldn't quite capitalize on that.
Canada's still looking for a sixth. They are not able to hook up with a teammate here. And it's 90 seconds remaining now. And if it's now or never for the boys in blue, they need to get all the way to the other end of the field very quickly as well. But they seem to give it away here, and it's
Oh, gosh.
again Mahal in the thick of things. He started it all off for Canada with the opening goal.
And he's still there.
I don't-
Next to a defense player is about, looks like he's 2 feet taller than him.
I don't remember Jaggi Mahal actually going off at any stage in this game. He seemed to be an omnipresence up front for the Canadians. And to play every minute of a chucker, that's quite an effort.
Yeah, it sure is. But you can see he really sparks the team up there. Good passing, and then he's in the thick of it. He's probably key in terms of just pounding the goalkeeper ready for the rebounds.
Shot comes in. Just, wide. On this occasion, the clock winds down. Bob, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you alongside me. It's been a wonderful game to share with you.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun talking field hockey. Nothing more fun.
And that is the final whistle. It is a Canadian victory by 5-0 over the Alliance. And we'll see you back in a short while. Thank you very much.
That was fun. That was
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.